So welcome to Yellow Outdoors. Today we're talking to our friends Robert and Tina, first-time RV buyers who want to get their experience from buying, shopping, and owning it over the last several months. This is Chris from Yellow Outdoors. We're here with our friends Robert and Tina, interviewing them their first-time RV experience. Hey guys, how you doing today?
Good.
Doing pretty good.
Great. How many times a month would you guys like to be camping?
We'd like to go every weekend.
Okay.
Definitely.
Great.
Yep.
So when you started thinking about an RV, how did you start shopping for? Like, what was your first shopping experience? Did you go online or did you go into dealerships?
It actually took us probably 2 years to find what we really wanted.
Yeah, exactly what we were looking
before
for.
we found the floor plan.
Okay.
And before we were actually ready to purchase. So I think we first started, besides friends and families that have RVs and campers, started at the RV show.
Okay. So you probably went to the big Tampa RV show, which a lot of people go to. How did you decide to pick a travel trailer or a Class B? How'd you pick what you guys bought?
We went through, basically because it's just the two of us, we don't have kids. So it was a little more difficult for us to find an RV that was suited for two people, with king size bed, large bathroom, all the amenities, something that doesn't have a smaller bed and bunk beds for the kids and all that.
Okay. So you landed on a travel trailer over a Class B van or a Class A or Class C RV. Yep. What made you pick that versus something that had a motor?
We already had the truck and cost.
Cost. Okay.
Yep.
So are you guys, for most major purchases, you guys buy new or used?
New lately, it seems.
Yes.
We do it with a new travel trailer because during 2021 is when we got it, right?
Yes.
There was nothing used available that was worth anything.
Okay. So look at the used ones, they just weren't, quality wise, or just wasn't the floor plan you like? What was
Everything
your choice?
was run down and nothing was available. Everything just is selling so fast.
Okay. So once you decided to pick the travel trailer, how long did it take to make that purchase? Walk me through that experience.
Well, we were actually at the Tampa RV show. The 262, which is 26 foot, but actually 29 foot of the entire body.
Okay.
30 something foot overall. And we love the floor plan, so we were like, at this point, they're going fast, so we better get something soon.
Okay. So did you decide to pay cash or finance? What was your choice?
Their finance options were really good. So we decided to finance instead of paying cash.
Great. So how's the experience been so far? So you guys owned it for how long now?
What have you had it 6 months?
Yeah, probably about that.
About 6 months or so. First trip did not go very well.
Okay. What happened?
Stopped at the property that went well up here in the Ocala, Central Florida area. Then was going towards, was it Brunswick?
Yeah, we stayed on Jekyll Island.
Jekyll Island
good choice.
in Georgia. Got about halfway there, started to have transmission issues with the truck.
Okay.
So ended up losing the transmission by the time we got there and stayed an extra week, which was not as enjoyable because we were trying to repair the truck the entire time.
Okay.
So that was pretty much our whole camping experience so far, besides being able to boondock out on our property.
Right. So starting off, it was probably not the best experience.
No.
When you got to Jekyll Island, you set everything up. How was that at that point?
Not too bad. The campground was very sandy.
It's on the beach there.
It was close to the beach. So that was nice, but the entire campground was sandy, dirty. So
Okay.
picking your spot. Also, we let them kind of pick our spot. We told them, and it was a tight fit. So, as a first time,
Back in that trailer in the first
back
time?
in that trailer in tight spot around all the trees, trying not to take out our brand new camper or damage the truck. It was an experience. So, your first time out, I would definitely suggest a pull-through spot.
Okay. Good
That
point.
would have made it a lot easier, a lot less nerve-wracking.
Okay.
For sure.
So how was the dealership experience? So you said you bought it from a dealership. How'd that go from when you first, decided to buy this? Walk me through that experience.
At the show, of course, they're very nice at the show. Very accommodating at the show with everything. Very easy. Everything was going to be fine. Had to wait, I think, a month for our first unit to get in. We got it. It had issues, already things falling apart. And we're like, we're not taking this unit. You need to get us another one.
Okay.
So we had to wait, I think, another 3 weeks for them to get a better unit in. still had issues. Then after our first camping experience, of course, our first time out, we found all the things that were wrong with it, and we're 6 months in and still trying to get everything fixed.
Okay. So owning it. So have you guys owned a new house before, or have you guys bought a new house ever before?
Nope.
Okay. Have you owned a house where you have issues? Is that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So what we like to say is, generally it takes 6 months to get the kinks out. Usually new or used, because it's a house on wheels and things are rattling around. But you feel like you got to the point where it's like, okay, it's dialed in. Is it, you feel that way now?
We're still waiting on flooring to be replaced.
Okay.
The correct seating did not come in, and they cannot find it. So they're supposed to give us a discount or rebate back.
Okay.
Because we didn't get the furniture that we expected to get. Still have not heard from any management through the dealership whatsoever at all.
Okay.
After 6 months of asking.
Okay.
So the dealership experience was great to begin with at the show, but as soon as you got in there and started having problems, it didn't quite go as well.
So what are your expectations now? So now, based on, we know now we're in the middle of a supply chain issue or crisis.
Yep.
What could the dealership have done differently, or could do differently now that you can kind of walk through and have this, this great experience as a first-time camper?
Actually getting a response from any management or anybody there, not just bottom of the totem pole service department. Oh yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna do this, and then you never hear anything back.
Okay.
Yeah, someone needed to take the lead on that, because it was basically bouncing us around from person to person. And then the girl who sold it to us was like, well, that's not in my department anymore. And I'm like, well, that's kind of convenient at this
So-
point.
Okay.
So she no longer, is able to help us. Nobody in sales department is willing to help us. It all goes to the service department. So we do have an appointment another week or so that is supposed to go in for flooring repair. Still haven't got a confirmation on if they have the correct flooring.
As far as response, like if a dealership would call, text, email, what do you guys prefer? Like now, you're getting no response, correct? Right now.
Just the service department, and they're basically saying, "Hey, yeah, we have this, and then, we can get you in, but we're 2 to 3 months out. We need to schedule a date right now."
Okay.
And then you don't hear anything back. They just expect you to show up that day.
Okay.
No confirmation on equipment or flooring or anything else.
So do you think if you got a text message or an email, something saying, "Hey, the furniture's coming," just kind of updates, would that help you? Would that make you feel a little bit better?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then at least they're working on it. You
Okay.
know something's happening instead of just nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
their management lack of communication is very annoying and worrisome. I
Okay.
should say, I guess. Like, are we actually going to get this done correctly or not?
Right. So going back, looking at new versus used, would you still make the decision of buying new based on your preference? Like the new smell, no smoking, nothing in it. Do you feel like, what's your
Yeah,
thoughts?
it's very nice. We like that.
That was my big thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want other smells in it.
Yep.
Okay.
We've had it
big
for
about that.
6 months, and our unit still looks brand new.
Okay.
Still
Yeah.
smells new as soon as you walk in. We keep everything very nice. It's just, yeah.
So at that point, if you bought something used, you'd have to contend with that and worry about other problems. So did you buy a warranty when you bought new? Did you get a new warranty? Would it come with that unit, or?
I forget what they said that the factory warranty is. It had a whole list of different,
Okay.
Pumps had different things.
Right.
The unit tires had different warranty on it.
Okay.
The TV and appliances have their own warranty, so that's not actually through the dealership. So anytime, any issue with that, you call the dealership, they're okay. Now I have to contact the manufacturer, and it's weeks before you hear back on that.
Did you buy an extended warranty?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We did not. They did offer us insurance, and when they sold us the insurance, they said it covered everything. The
Okay.
guy sold it so good that we would have been a fool to turn it down. He even said we could be out in Utah, and if the truck broke down or something, that they would get our camper back home. And when we ended up in our stay in Jekyll for 7 days, it turned out that wasn't true.
Okay.
So the insurance was not what they sold us on.
Right.
So we canceled that, and we got insurance through other companies.
Got it.
Yeah, it basically did not cover anything whatsoever at all. I did get on the phone with the sales manager during that point when we were stuck in Jekyll Island, and he went through and he didn't even know what the insurance or roadside assistance was supposed to cover.
Okay.
And basically he started going through, and then he says, well, it covers, just your tow vehicle. I said, well, why would we buy roadside assistance for our camper trailer, and it doesn't cover the camper trailer.
Right.
And he couldn't even answer, if it broke down, how long do you leave my camper trailer on the side of the interstate? Couldn't answer.
I'd say definitely
So-
do your research on insurance and stuff of the camper,
Yep.
especially if you plan on traveling a ways from home.
So you feel if they would have been really explained as far as all the details on what covered the truck, what covered the trailer, and you knew exactly this was covered, that's better for you than not knowing and having an issue down the road
Well, it
and being
was.
stuck.
It was all
though.
explained, but it was
Okay.
not what the sales guy
It
had
was
explained.
not what he
Okay.
had said.
And he was actually the finance manager, I think. After you're sitting down at the desk, and then they try to sell you all these other options and
products.
everything. Then they put that on there. And what he sold us was not correct.
It did.
Okay.
The insurance company did not. It was not the
Yeah.
same.
They
Okay.
give you the little brochure with this
Right.
package. You get all this and all
Right,
this,
right.
and everything is beautiful and wonderful. And then you actually get it, and it doesn't cover anything.
Like most insurances, the second you need it, it doesn't uphold. It's end of the deal.
So going back this whole experience now, it looks like you guys will start really using the RV now next coming weekends. What are your expectations now? Like, what do you expect now going out to the whole long weekend? What do you expect on the trip?
To go smoothly.
Yeah, things to go a little
No issues.
smoothly.
Yeah.
Yes, things to go a little smoothly this time. So we do have a new tow vehicle, so we're very happy with that. Tow's much better. I would suggest that people be cautious. If they tell you, oh yes, the dealership, the camper, dealership says yes, you're going to be, just fine towing this vehicle. If you're maxing out on your weight or getting close to it, don't use that tow vehicle. You need something, that's over at least 40% over of what the weight of that.
Yeah, because you had a Chevy gas, right? You had a 1500 pickup.
1500 pickup, which it 4-wheel drive, which it did tow it, but it was nerve-wracking and things.
Feel
It was,
difference.
it was pushing on that truck. It was beating it up pretty good.
Now, once you upgrade to a diesel, you got a diesel
Yep,
truck
diesel
now.
4-wheel drive 2500,
Brand new or used?
brand new.
Okay.
Yep, very happy with it. Very happy with the Cummins. Completely different towing experience. Completely different. Not just the engine, but the weight of the tow vehicle as well made a
Okay.
big difference.
So good. So So how was that buying experience with your truck compared to the RV? How would you rate that as far as buying the truck and having what you had in the RV and versus buying the travel trailer?
They made it very smooth. We were in Palaca and wasn't planning on purchasing a vehicle whatsoever at all. Had another issue with the 1500 truck, and was probably something minor, but pulled into a dealership, and we were in and out of there in, I would say, 2 hours.
Yeah,
With the new vehicle,
it went
okay.
so smooth.
Yeah, very smooth. They did a great job. Yeah, I felt very comfortable with them.
So what advice would you give to first-time RV buyers? Anything you would say now, if we can share with everybody in our channel, what should you be cautious of? What do you just give us some feedback on what first-time
First
RV buyers?
timers, I would try and rent something close to what you're looking at getting.
Okay.
Definitely.
Definitely.
So you use like an outdoorsy or a RV share, and then try to see what rent it first. Go through a couple weekends, spend that money first, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that as well.
If you're
Get
gonna
the
tow,
experience.
if you're gonna tow and you already have the tow vehicle, get something close to what you're gonna get as far as a camper. And if that doesn't work out, go another couple weekends and go rent a Class B or Class C and see how that goes for you.
Okay. Great advice. So again, Robert, Tina, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. We're going to keep sharing this knowledge and interview more people like yourself to help first-time RVers or existing RVers and kind of share this knowledge with everybody. So thank you guys for taking time with us today.